I got an email from Amtrak today. It said that through May 30th, you can buy points and get up to 30% more bonus points. That sounds like a pretty good deal, right? But is it really? Let's find out. If you're not familiar with how Amtrak Guest Rewards work, here's a quick rundown. You don't earn points based on how far you travel. You earn them based on how much you spend. So if you spend $200 on a ticket, you'll typically earn about 800 points, or maybe more with status or a promo. When it comes to redeeming points, Amtrak doesn't use a fixed rewards chart. That means the value of a point can vary a lot depending on the route, the time, and the class you book. Sometimes you get a good deal. Sometimes it's like buying a banana for $6. And right now they're offering a 30% bonus if you buy points. But let's see what that really gets you. As a test, I looked at a trip from Orlando, Florida to Rochester, New York. I've made this trip a couple of times. Now I know that train travel isn't for everyone. Taking a plane is cheaper and a lot faster, but I prefer the experience of the train, and I really prefer not having to deal with airport traffic or standing in line for 45 minutes to be groped by a disgruntled TSA agent, or waiting at the gate for another 45 minutes until boarding. The whole experience of air travel is degrading, although I realize sometimes there's no other option, like our trips to Iceland or other overseas destinations. Still, taking the train is, for the most part, stress-free. I mean, let's be honest. On a train you can stretch out, walk around, actually see the country roll by. It's not just transportation, it's part of the experience. We've had meals in the dining car where the food was actually good. Like, I'm not saying Michelin starred, but it's a steak dinner, not a sad bag of pretzels. There's just something civilized about train travel. And if you spring for a sleeper room like we do, it's not just a trip. It's kind of like a moving hotel with great views. On this particular trip, there's a 2-hour layover in New York City, but it's not bad. The entire trip takes about 30 hours, so there's no way we'd travel in coach. We always get a roomette. Besides being able to sleep in a bed, there are a couple of other perks to booking a sleeper. For one thing, you have free access to Amtrak's Metropolitan Lounge in New York, including free food and drinks. You also get free dining on the train. The meals on Amtrak are far superior to standard airline food. But let's get back to the topic of this video. Is it worth buying points to travel on Amtrak? Here's the email I got explaining the 30% bonus deal. On the surface, that sounds like a great deal. To see how good a deal it really is, I went to the Amtrak website and searched for a one-way trip for 2 adults from Orlando to Rochester. The cash price is $1,447. When you select a roomette for the main part of the trip and business class seats for the New York to Rochester leg of the trip. Next, I looked at the same trip, but paying with points. The trip cost 54,263 points. Then I looked at what it would cost to buy enough points to pay for the trip. If you bought 42,000 points, you'd get a bonus of 12,600 points, a total of 54,600 points. But it would cost you $1,583. So you can pay $1,447 cash for the trip, or pay $1,583 for points, and then use the points to pay for the trip. Now, are there times when buying points could be a good idea? Sure. If you're just a few hundred or maybe a couple of thousand points short of a dream trip, say a sleeper car on the Coast Starlight or the California Zephyr, then topping off your account might make sense. Or maybe there's a promo going on that stacks with the bonus. But those are very specific cases. In most scenarios, it's a losing proposition. Here's a tip if you're booking a long trip. Sometimes it's actually cheaper to book your journey in 2 or more segments rather than one straight shot. For example, booking Orlando to New York and then New York to Rochester might save you a surprising amount of money, especially if one leg has a lower fare bucket available. It's quirky, but it works. Here's the bottom line. Buying Amtrak points might only make sense in rare cases, like topping off your account for a specific redemption. But for everyday use, it's usually a losing game. Be strategic. Use tools like Amtrak's Fare Finder, compare cash prices to point values, and stay alert for discounts. That way, your journey is as smart as it is scenic. If you've ever worked the Amtrak point system, successfully or not, I'd love to hear your story in the comments. Did you get a great deal? Did you overpay for points like I almost did? And if you're trying to get the most out of your travel budget, check out our other videos on slow travel, travel rewards, and how to actually find the best deals without spending hours in spreadsheet land. If this video helped you out, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more travel tips that save you time and money. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the rails.